Hello everyone, my name is Lawa Michelle Afolakemi, and today I'll be presenting on how my personal mission and my GCGs align with the Sustainable Development Goals, focusing particularly on Nigeria, which is my country. This presentation basically explores the connection between my mission, the current status of key SDGs in my country, and how I plan to contribute as a leader towards achieving them. The next slide, which is slide 2. At ALE, my personal mission is basically to contribute to solving unemployment in Nigeria by addressing the skills gap among youths. My global challenge and grant opportunity, my GCGs are job creation and education. This means developing sustainable ways to bridge the disconnect between what young people actually learn in school and the skills that they actually need in the labor market. My mission aligns strongly with two SDGs. SDG 4, which is quality education, which promotes inclusive and relevant learning opportunities for all, and SDG 8, which is decent work and economic growth, which focuses on productive employment and entrepreneurship. Through this alignment, I aim to tackle both education quality and employability, ensuring that Nigerian youths are better equipped for meaningful work. Now, let's look at the progress of these SDGs in Nigeria. So, starting with SDG 4, which is quality education. Nigeria has one of the largest youth populations in Africa, but more than 50% of graduates lack industry-relevant skills. Employer surveys consistently show that there's a major skills mismatch between what universities actually teach and what the labor market needs. Digital literacy and STEM education levels also remain low, which limits young people's access to modern job opportunities. Now, for SG8, which is decent work and economic growth, youth unemployment in Nigeria has remained above 30% in recent years, while the informal sector employs over 80% of the country's workforce. This shows that while young people are really active, most are engaged in informal or underpaid jobs due to limited access to decent employment opportunities. Overall, both goals show very slow progress, especially in linking education systems with real employment outcomes. And if we move to the next slide, it talks about key successes, challenges, and gaps. Despite these challenges, there are encouraging signs. Some successes include ongoing curriculum reform discussions led by the National Universities Commission, the rise of tech boot camps and private skill development programs, and a growing interest among young people in entrepreneurship. However, major challenges still exist. Outdated curricula of universities, weak collaboration between higher education and industry, and limited access to internships or practical trainings. These gaps are even more concerning. The lack of nationwide implementation of skills-based learning, inadequate teacher training, and low investment in innovation hubs. These gaps are what sustain the cycle of unemployment and underemployment among graduates. And as a leader, I see myself as part of the solution. I plan to contribute through the Grow Up, which is an entrepreneurship boot camp for youth that will equip young graduates with practical business and digital skills. I also aim to build partnership with local entrepreneurs, tech hubs, and employers to strengthen the bridge between education and the job market through advocacy and research, particularly on my study, which is my research paper on curriculum mismatch. I hope to influence policy decisions and support curriculum reform that truly reflects industry needs. This leadership vision is rooted in the belief that young people must be empowered, not just with degrees, but with competence to create and sustain livelihoods. And moving on to the next slide. In the short term, over the next 1 to 5 years, I plan to launch a 2-week entrepreneurship bootcamp for recent graduates. It's also part of the Grow Up program. Pilot a skills workshop in Jos, which is my place of residence, in collaboration with local SMEs. Also create a digital repository of employability and resources accessible to young people nationwide. In the long term, my focus will shift towards co-creating curriculum models with industry partners, scaling the bootcamp to other Nigerian states, so outside of Plateau states, which is where Jos is. I plan to scale to other states, starting with Northern Nigeria, then moving on to like the entire country. These steps directly contribute to SDG 4 and SDG 8, ensuring that education leads to empowerment and sustainable growth. In conclusion, my personal mission and my GCG are deeply connected to these SDGs. By focusing on education quality and decent work, I'm not only contributing to Nigeria's national progress, but also to a global efforts towards a fairer and more sustainable world. These SDGs remind us that lasting change begins with individual commitment and collective action. Through continuous learning, collaboration, and innovation, I intend to actually play my part in advancing these goals in Nigeria, transforming today's challenges into opportunities for a better future. Thank you. And these are some of the references that I used in my research.